Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Happy Sunday, obviously not so happy after an unhappy Saturday, bad result yesterday, but we're going to forget about that. Hopefully have a good week next week, massive week. I'm already very nervous for Wednesday night against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Just recording this video before I go to the pub to watch Arsenal in action against Man City, see what we can expect on Wednesday night, but hopefully Arsenal can't expect what Newcastle delivered yesterday. Newcastle do turn up. Listen, we do have a good record against the big boys and against Arsenal at home in recent times, so we'll talk about that later in the week. And obviously tomorrow is deadline day, so the focus of this video is the latest transfer news. So smash a like on this one if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel for all your latest Newcastle United news. And speaking of Wednesday night, I'll be there, so hopefully we'll catch all the great content of what will be a cracking atmosphere and a massive result and a massive night. And me rubbing it into AFTV again would be very nice, but we'll wait and see on that one. But the transfer news today, everyone, on this Sunday afternoon, is Kieran Trippier to Turkey. Now, Fabrizio Romano, who brought the exclusive news of Lloyd to Juventus last night, there's still been no official movement on that today, but there is expected to be before the deadline tomorrow. Obviously, there has to be if that move is to complete from the Toon to Turin for Kelly. 50 million plus add-ons. Did a video on that last night, and now Romano is dropping another one today, saying that Trippier could be off to Galatasaray over there in the Turkish Superliga. Could be going to get some doner kebabs and a hair transplant for Trippier. Who knows? But it's one of those ones where it's been in the works for a while. Remember, last January, Newcastle rejected bids from Bayern Munich for Trippier, and that was when he was in the team every week when we had Champions League and stuff. Now, this time it's been very different for Trippier this season, hasn't it? A real lack of game time. He's off the field troubles from last year, seem to have been sorted out. We know he's now split from his missus and all that sort of stuff. So the time that he's been on the pitch, he has obviously looked more focused, more in the game than previously because, last season he wasn't very good in most patches, but he is a very good player overall. Great experience, great leader in the dressing room as well, which could be very important for these cup runs. And the club don't want to lose them. Eddie Howe wants to keep Kieran Trippier. However, the club might intervene there. Mitchell might step in and say, we have to sell him. FFP and PSR. Well, how long did I get there? 2.5 minutes in the video before having to mention financial fair play and the profit and sustainability rules, aka a load of absolute bollocks. So, with that in mind, they might look at this and think Trippier, 33 this year. They might think, you know what, we'll have to accept this. We don't know what the offer is. Apparently, Galatasaray now have made a formal approach and a bid is expected. But Newcastle don't want to sell. However, Newcastle might want to sell, but Eddie Howe and the team don't want to lose him. But Mitchell and the owners might think, well, he isn't playing that much. He's getting old. We need to get those, 90, 100 grand a week wages off the books. Take a few million from whatever it is. We paid 12 million, 3 years ago? So if we can get maybe 6, 8, 9 million for him, you'd probably take it. They've just took 11 million for Almiron. They're taking 15 million plus add-ons for Kelly. That's a good bit of business this window for Newcastle. Sales-wise, January sale, flash sale, getting rid of everyone at the minute. Yeah, getting rid of all the defenders. And that's the problem, is it? Is that the problem there when you look at it? That we're going to be late in areas once more. We already know we're late as a right wing now, with Almiron leaving and Murphy being our only recognised right winger. Now we're going to be late at the back as well. Obviously, right back would only have Tino Livramento there. I don't even know if Harrison Ashby's still alive. I haven't seen the kid for so long. What on earth has happened to Harrison Ashby? Failed loan spells at QPR and stuff was the last time, wasn't it? Unless he's still there, but told that he's not really getting much game time, so that's a concern. He was really highly rated from West Ham as well. They were sad to see him go. He's a good player. But we haven't seen any of that. Nobody's seen any of that since he's signed for Newcastle. No good loan spells or anything. You got Kraft, obviously due to come back. He could slot in for Tino if he needed a rest or 10 minutes, whatever it may be. So that's not that bad. But again, Kraft's had a bit of injury problems recently, hasn't he? And if you look at who else to come in at right back, I can't think of anyone, to be honest with you. So that's the worry there, isn't it? And that is why I guess Eddie Howe doesn't want to lose him as well, because he could be pivotal. Like yesterday, to try to freshen things up off the bench, bring Trippier on. Didn't work out, but with his set pieces and his experience, sometimes it can be of big help, really, which you don't really have much of in the squad depth and from the substitutes. So, Trippier to Turkey. It'll be an interesting one, this one, and we'll be bringing you live updates and stuff tomorrow as well throughout deadline day, so stay tuned to the channel. And what I could see happening is Trippier going to want that move? Maybe. Is he going to want to experience another country? Listen, he's been to Spain, very successful at Atletico Madrid. So could he fancy himself a move to Turkey, experience a new league, bit of new culture? Obviously, he's not with his missus and the kids anymore all the time, so that could work either way, I guess. He may just think, right, well, I'll go and experience that, or he's going to be further away from his family and stuff, and it might be more difficult to see them. Well, obviously, it will be more difficult if you're in bloody Turkey instead of a tune. So, yeah, listen, I don't know. I can't understand or explain what Kieran Trippier's feeling and what move he wants to make, but it might be an interesting one for him. He may think, it is, I'll have a year or two here, a new lease of life, something fresh and an exciting challenge instead of sitting on the bench at Newcastle. Can't play for Galatasaray. Are they still in European competition? I don't know. That European format is mad, so I don't know where they finished in that table and whatnot. But listen, there's an opportunity there for him. Galatasaray got some good players at the minute. Victor Osimhen's there, isn't he? So far, unless he leaves in January. But they've got some good talent. So yeah, it could be a one for Trippier to think about, and obviously one for Newcastle to think about. No doubt, as I've said, Howe will not want to lose him, but he might want to go. Trippier himself, get some game time, fresh challenge, and Newcastle Mitchell might want to cash in whatever we can on a player that's not playing much and is very much at the back end of his career. Let us know your thoughts below. Keep or sell Trippier. Another one is Matt Targett, who is set to stay at Newcastle if Eddie Howe gets his way. And I think this one will, unless we've got a good bid for Matt Targett, because Sky Sports' Keith Downey reported this morning that Newcastle have turned down, rejected, a bid from Watford. I say a bid, it's a loan bid. It's a loan offer, so it doesn't really help us, to be honest, unless there was an obligation to buy. That one wouldn't really benefit us, wouldn't really make sense, and because we've obviously just lost Lloyd to Juventus, then we've lost our left back backups for Lewis Hall. So that one makes sense to me to keep Matt Targett, because if Hall goes down injured or whatever, play Matt Targett there, that's fine with me. Although he could play Dan Burn there, now Botman's coming back, so there is an option there. I think we would be open to selling Matt Targett, but loaning him out, unless, like I say, there was an obligation to buy and make that deal a permanent one in the summer for a decent fee, then it doesn't really benefit us to allow Targett to go to the Championship on loan. He's been of real interest to Leeds, to Watford, to other teams, even Premiership teams apparently, Leicester, Southampton and that. Well, they're going to be Championship soon, aren't they? So there's opportunities there for Targett, for himself as well, to get more game time. He's meant to be on big wages, like £100,000 a week, so we would be able to get them off the books, which would be a bonus, but I think we've got to hold out for trying to get some permanent cash for Matt Targett. Another one that's interesting, let us know what you would do for Targett. Would you sell him, loan him, or keep him before tomorrow's deadline? I just want to finish off this video talking about Joe Willock. Now, he was subject to some disgraceful racist abuse on his Instagram last night. Newcastle United have released a statement following this. They've basically reported it to Meta, who own Instagram, and to Northumbria Police, who are now investigating the matter. Absolutely shocking stuff. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all Newcastle United fans that condemn this sort of behaviour. Disgraceful actions and comments by the person or people. I think there was a couple of different ones that did racially abuse Joe Willock. It's totally unacceptable. It always has been, but we're in 2025 now, people. Let's sort this out, man. Just because a player misses a chance, you go on your social media and abuse them. It's absolutely disgusting, man. And it's just weirdos, man. Trolls. I mean, I get them. So God knows what footballers get. But, you just got to not let it get you. Now, I'm sure Willock is big enough and strong enough to hopefully get past that. He replied to him. I'm not going to put the screenshots on this video because I just think it's disgusting. But you can check out Willock's story or Google it and see it on news articles yourselves. But, the racist was saying the N-word to Joe Willock and calling him some really bad derogatory terms, just awful stuff. And Willock replied just saying, I hope he finds God. And that shows Willock's maturity there, I guess. But it's also just a case of, social media accounts really need to be sorted out for me. This is a long-term issue now. It's been going on for far too long, where it needs to be better organised. It needs to be harder to make a social media account. I think you should have to upload a passport photo or a driving licence photo to create a social media account. You shouldn't be able to hide behind names and pictures and all these trolls and that. You should have to create your own profile, and that's you. Yeah? You can create it as a business or a different profile and create a logo or whatever, but your details are there. So if you were under a different alias, then they would know who exactly that was if you were trolling someone to a disgraceful extent that, Joe Willock suffered. So they could straight away track this person down who's been sending Willock these messages, knock on his door, police nick him. Because it's just not on. It's just totally unacceptable. And so it's disgraceful stuff. And I hope Joe's alright. I've messaged him, so I hope he's alright and he gets over it. I'm sure, like I say, he's big enough, he's strong enough, he can deal with it, but it still doesn't take away the fact that it's completely unacceptable and an absolute disgrace. And hopefully the person responsible gets found and punished. Shopping stuff, man. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I had to drop that in there and just, my support with Willock, just because he had a bad game yesterday. You kind of go on and abuse players, man. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So, Joe Willock is a magpie, isn't he? As he says, he loves to drop the old Maggie line. So we're all black and white. We're all a Geordie family. No matter what your skin colour is, your ethnicity, your religion, whatever it is, we're all one. We're all united. So there we go. There's my thoughts quickly on that matter in hand. Thanks for watching, people. Let's hope we've got some good transfer news to bring you in the next day or so before the window shuts 11 PM Monday night. See you on the next one.